What's good, y'all? Welcome to V's Game Chat, the weekly news show on this channel. Let's waste absolutely no time and get right into the news. Xbox has closed down 4 studios. Sadly, hundreds of devs are losing jobs and many studios under Microsoft are being closed or absorbed. Even though Hi-Fi Rush won many awards and was critically acclaimed, Microsoft made the conscious decision to still close down Tango Gameworks studio. Tango was a great developer with amazing games like The Evil Within and the not as widely praised game Ghostwire Tokyo, but most people who played Ghostwire said that they really loved the game, and the Evil Within series is legendary. Another studio with critically acclaimed games with one poorly received game, Redfall, Arcane Austin, the devs of Dishonored and Prey, they sadly did stumble when creating and releasing Redfall, a game unlike games they normally make. This was an open world co-op semi-RPG shooter. They did not want to make this game and it was a failure, and we could assume that that was the reason it was closed down, and where it is, they were trying to get another single player game, most likely being Dishonored game, greenlit right before this happened. Now, Redfall was the work of higher up executives that wanted a live service cash cow and chose the wrong studio to do it. Arcane belongs making deep single player immersive games with amazing level design and impactful decision making. The big issue, aside from jobs being cut and Arcane being closed, they have obviously canceled production of the promised DLC that players paid for, which in my opinion is really messed up. I personally felt that regardless how bad the game was and how unprofitable it was, you can't just not fulfill an obligation like not giving players the DLC they paid for. However, Bethesda has said that the Redfall players who paid for the DLC will eventually be able to apply for a sort of credit, but there is not a whole lot of details on that. Also, Roundhouse Games, formerly known as Human Head Studios, the devs behind the original Prey and other projects, have been absorbed into ZeniMax Online Studios to contribute efforts towards the Elder Scrolls Online. Now, the developers of the mobile game Mighty Doom, Alpha Dog Studios, will also see their doors close and the game will shut down on August 7th, 2024. You will no longer be able to make in-game purchases in Mighty Doom, and the devs are offering refunds to players who made purchases with real money. So Microsoft has now shut down 4 studios, laid off over 1,900 people, and has had one success along with many hardships. I truly believe, and this is just speculation from my perspective, I think they overspent on studios and have no idea how to manage them. Phil Spencer in an interview said that he wanted to let devs do their thing and make games that they want to make, but has seen very little turnaround. Look at how they have treated Hellblade 2. The game releases on the 21st of this month and there has hardly been any push or promotion. The game is going to shadow drop and nobody's gonna know. Sarah Bond was interviewed by Bloomberg Tech and was directly asked about the closure of Tango, and they pointed out the awards that it won and the public reception being positive, and she danced around the question, horribly responded with PR speak. It almost sounded like they shut down Tango to help boost up other studios, but that's just my interpretation of her jumbled up non-answer. This means no studio is safe, no matter how well your game does, no matter how many sales you have, the amount of awards you win, you too could get shut down, and it's scary and is going to strike fear into all the other developers because they know no one is safe. In an email to staff, Matt Booty sent an email that said, and I quote, "Today, I'm sharing changes we are making to our Bethesda and ZeniMax teams. These changes are grounded in prioritizing high-impact titles and further investing in Bethesda's portfolio to blockbuster games and beloved worlds which you nurtured over many decades." He also stated, "To double down on these franchises and invest to build new ones requires us to look across the business to identify the opportunities that are best positioned for success. The reprioritization of titles and resources means a few teams will be realigned to others and that some of our colleagues will be leaving us." These emails say a lot of what we need to know. If it's not huge and if it's slightly risky, it's not worth it. They just care about the big IPs, and even the most successful games aren't safe anymore. I really don't like the way Microsoft is handling these studios, and I don't think that this is the end of the closures of studios. I think this is just the beginning, and I think they bought too much and the output is too little and don't really know how to utilize the talent they have and have created a financial burden. And it really does suck to see, and I really don't think we're even near the end of all of this, to be completely honest with you. However, a negative that turned positive story is Helldivers was almost destroyed by Sony. Sony almost destroyed their game Helldivers 2 by trying to force players to log into a PSN account on their PC. Now, the game is incredibly successful on PC, being the 7th highest grossing game on PC. Now, Sony posted on Steam, "Attention Helldivers, due to technical issues at the launch of the Helldivers 2, we allowed the linking requirements for Steam accounts to a PlayStation Network account to be temporarily optional. That grace period will now expire. See details below in this post. Account linking plays a critical role in in protecting our players and upholding the values of safety and security provided on PlayStation and PlayStation Studios games. This is our main way to protect players from griefing and abuse by enabling the banning of players that engage in that type of behavior. It also allows those players that have been banned the right to appeal. As of May 6th, all new Helldivers 2 players on Steam will be required to connect their Steam account to a PlayStation Network account. Current players on Steam will start to see the mandatory login from May 30th and will be required to have a linked Steam account and a PlayStation Network account by June 4th. PlayStation Network accounts are free and easy to set up using this link. We understand that while this may be inconvenience to some of you, this step will help us to continue to build a community that you are all proud to be a part of. Many thanks for your continued support of Helldivers 2, Sony Interactive Entertainment. People really didn't like the idea of having to log into a third-party client like PSN just to play their game on PC, along with many people really not trusting the way Sony handles data. Also, by including this feature would cause the game to be unplayable in several countries due to PSN not being available in those countries, and then Helldivers became unavailable on Steam in 177 countries because PSN was unavailable. Helldivers 2 then got absolutely obliterated on Steam with 250,000 review bombs sitting at overwhelmingly negative. However, right now, as of writing this, it's a mixed review, so that is good. It is improving. Now, Sony does walk back this whole thing and tweets out, "Helldivers fans, we've heard your feedback on the Helldivers 2 account linking update. The May 6th update, which would have required Steam and PlayStation Network account linking for new players and for current players beginning May 30th, will not be moving forward. We're still learning what is best for PC players, and your feedback has been invaluable. Thanks again for the continued support of Helldivers 2, and we'll keep you updated on future plans." It is crazy how fickle the success of a game can be. This game was almost destroyed by what seems like a small decision, but ends up being the downfall of the game entirely. If you enjoyed this video, definitely slap a like on it. Helps out a ton, and definitely subscribe. That also helps out a ton. Trying to hit 1,500 subscribers, that'd be awesome. Anyway, guys, have a good one. Peace out.